Hello again, anime fans. This is Dragon Videos, ready to present a top 5 list. For the anime community, we've always discussed about various kinds of girls, and I really don't want to get into too much details about them, but I do know that there are some girls with personalities that we can't help but love and make them their waifus. So, I decided to go over my personal list of girls that I thought are deserving of the title Best Girl for more than one reason alone. Bear in mind that I'm gonna discuss more about the characters of this anime that have been through a lot of hurdles and have a good amount of character development, and of course, if they've been well known throughout the anime public through generations. So without further ado, let's begin! Eva Wei is a great character in the Oban Star Racers anime. You see, she has a huge love for racing and is not afraid to speak her mind whenever possible, and she's not without her compassionate side like most anime girls. She also has a huge love of flying. She gets that from her folks, and her mother was a racer and her father was a racing manager. And for a time they had a happy life until her mother died of a tragic racing accident involving with an alien named Spirit. Since then, she became remorseful and got separated from her father in a boarding school. And she always plotted to get back with him, no matter what the cost, even if it meant being a racer in Oban and restoring the childhood that she had by bringing her mother back with the wish she would win from Oban. And it's admirable of what Eva was trying to accomplish with that goal. Most kids in her situation would want nothing to do with the parent that abandoned them all those years ago, or even want to know why that was the case. And with Eva, I put her number 5 because even though some of her tactics are amazing, she only had one season of character development, as well as that she was not as well known. I don't know how many people still remember Oban Star Racers, but I hope that changes over time. Yes, folks, the two girls that I'm talking about early in this list are basically top-notch fighters who will lay down the line for just about anything. With this case in Pokemon, there's one specific girl that, now thinking about it, was my personal favorite. Misty from Pokemon really was something special. She was a mixture of sugar and spice. Like Ava, she really was not hesitant to take on her opponents no matter how big they are. I remember her best is always trying to keep Brock in line and sort of being like a second mom to Ash. But she's not without her soft side, that's for sure. You see, when it comes to Pokemon, she practically cuddles up to them. Water Pokemon, of course, is her major obsession, being the gym leader of Cerulean City. But it doesn't make her care less about Pokemon all the same. Heck, if there was a Pokemon crying, she would bring her wrath on you in a matter of seconds. But I put her number 4 because I don't know how many people remember her, but I also feel like her personality and a little bit of her character development is a little put together. And the other candidates are something special. I really love this girl from My Hero Academia for more than a number of reasons. Ochako really is a down-to-earth girl. Even though she wants money, she likes to do it for her parents. Unlike some heroines who like to do it for themselves. Anywho, Ochako really is determined about modifying herself. Whenever she's exposed to a certain situation, she likes to try to make her quirk useful in more ways than one. True, it works as a defense, but also an offense, as she has shown in the Season 2 and Season 3 arcs in My Hero Academia. Another reason why I put her number 3 on this list is because of how much of a friend she is to Deku. She was practically part of the reason why Deku was able to basically become who he is because of her. Ochako Uraraka is a very determined character who puts her weaknesses aside and modifies them up to the point where she could be the best hero she could possibly be. And yeah, she's basically a nice mix of girl power, if you will. Chise Hattori from Ancient Magnus Bride is an amazing character. She is very quiet and reserved, but she does like to explore the world around her. You see, she's a slave Becky, which is this human who has the capability of absorbing magic and releasing it in one full burst. You think that's an amazing power, right? Especially if she has help from fairies. Wrong. Turns out her childhood was not as peachy keen, and you can't help but have the feels for her. During her childhood, the bad fae kept attacking her, so her parents left her alone. Her father basically took her brother, and her mother committed suicide. This resulted in her from being bumped from one place to another, her relatives thinking of her as super weird, and she doesn't have one friend alone. This results in her selling herself out to slavery, believing that she would have a home she can come back to, or some reason to keep living. And of course you know the rest of the story if you watch this anime. Elias comes into her life and introduces her to so many amazing casts of characters, which is part of the reason why I love this anime. When Chise was surrounded by these people who actually loved her as a person and willing to help her out, it made her feel like she has a more positive outlook on life. She feels valued and wants to continue helping out others, even if it means losing her life. Over time, she learns about how to leave her past behind her and finally help out Joseph and the Wandering Jew move on with their lives and finally find peace. I put her at number 2 because Chise's character development is insanely amazing. She overcomes the concepts of suicide and is so relatable to so many people who always think that their lives are not worth it. They want to put an end to it all. And with Chise trying to work past that, finding that reason to live, is definitely why we love this girl, as well as her caring heart. Before I get to the number 1 choice, here are some honorable mentions for Best Girl. And yes, they come into the same universe. I know, she is a crazy, bloodthirsty vampire. But one of the things that make her so great is because of her connection with Twice, and her compassionate side really does kick in when necessary. And of course, with Sue, she's just very smart and really knows how to make her quirk useful in battle. And plus, she's the only girl in My Hero Academia who actually puts Mineta in line. I've been given a lot of thought about the number 1 spot in Best Girls in Anime. True, Chise would have gotten this spot, but I felt like there was one particular girl that deserved it, mostly because she keeps her kindness no matter what misfortune fell upon her, and it affected others around her as well as affected herself. Drum roll, please. And the best girl in anime is Toru Honda from Fruits Basket. Toru always thinks about other people more than herself. She's always there for her friends and family, no matter what the risks were taken. especially when she discovered the Soma family secret. She was even lucky enough to have a grandfather who was kind to her. Unlike the rest of her family in the Honda group, Eki fan club girls always seem to harass her whenever she gets too close to Yuki. Good grief, Yuki! Can someone get a restraining order for those girls? Stat! Toru really is. One of the best things about her is how she handles the situation. She looks at it in a different perspective and does it in a way where she doesn't patronize the members of a Soma family, makes them feel comfortable in their skin. Sometimes it's just heartening of how she could be taken advantage of, but she's not without her own character development. When she had to face off with Kyo and found out about his true form, she refused to leave his side and tried to convince him to come back home. She managed to help Kyo come to terms with his past, as well as making him feel comfortable in his skin and feel well loved. Toru is just someone you will want as a friend. Congratulations, Toru! You win as anime's best girl. So what do you guys think? Do you want to know any other anime girls that are best in this category? If so,